As these castles have stood the test of time and will stand as proudly in future time, now in time we pass back to the first day when the first piece of wood and stone was laid at Belvoir of the castle, built on high to give sound and strong views of land and estates and of enemies that may draw nigh. On lazy days, the castle would sit quietly, soaking the sun, whereby the evening sun was set red on stone, allowing this castle to glow like a candle in the sky. Then withstand the ravages of winter and snow, stormy hail and sleet, but still stand strong. When in times of uncertainty, call to battle came, and the workers of its heart and the castle gathered around to secure its people, and from them to stand as one against the foe. To do battle on this day, this November day, we stand in freezing cold. Snow and ice playing on the ground, we hear, we see, the sound of voice, of trumpet, of horse and hoof and metal. This in turn sends shivers through the body and the brain goes cold. We prepare for the onslaught to come. We stand and wait in the fog. The mist descends around the castle, leaving us with an eerie silence and the mind racing with what is to come. Then, suddenly, upon us we hear the roar of cannon, a sharpening hiss, an exploding thud, sending splinters of wood and shards of stone cascading and falling upon us. I feel, I hear, the smell of fear that men as arms are taken to put behind us. The clash of steel, the yell, the shout of command, the shout and scream of brain as limbs and body are torn. The blood flows even in this icy moment, not just of weather, but of state of mind. But we fight, true of heart and knowing that this battle must be ours to be won. If not, one dare not think of any other way. With foes and friends standing by your side, we charge, we repel, pull back, then charge yet again, knowing we must not falter. The noise of battle, the noise of pain, come back to one until this battle is won, as so yet again are able to set this castle its right of standing, giving and offering peace to its subjects. It is true that castles have fallen and yet have been rebuilt, and yet fallen and been rebuilt. This legacy for the castles that stand and sit in the sky will move and stay with its people in perpetuity, as this castle from its conception to its present day will stand and be seen by the people as a symbol of strength and fortitude given to this holy land. This castle at Belvoir has been granted with holy land because at the conception of this said castle it was built in the name of Christ, fought for in faith, and to be carried forward in time by its keepers of the heritage. Thereby it is decreed, this castle will stand in time.
I would love you to talk to me about the Belvoir Prose, about where the soldier,
yes,
from 400 years ago almost,
yes,
he's describing what it was like standing in line,
yes,
having to fight for the royalist side, and he was petrified.
Yes.
But I'd like to just go through those words with you, if we're able to.
Yes, indeed.
Can you remember the words about how? Is it correct that he witnessed the arms being severed on his?
Yes, because he went through the whole battle.
Yeah.
So he could see arms, legs being torn apart.
And bodies torn.
Bodies torn. Thank you.
Yeah. And as the cannonballs came and hit the castle, splinters of wood were flying all over the soldiers
and
stone. Yes, and he said the sheer fear when he heard the trumpets and the shout of command.
Yes.
From both sides, I guess. It would have been a cacophony of noise,
yes,
wouldn't it?
Because that moment in time, you know, it's now starting.
Yeah. So
a fear of what's to come.
Yes, but then his brain went cold.
Yes.
Does that mean, so the hair stood upon it on his arms and the sheer fear of being there, but then his brain went cold.
Yes.
Does that mean
with fear of what's to come.
Yeah, but then do you think that's it? I'm dead, and then your brain goes cold. Is that what he meant? You just
Yes.
you almost gave up.
Yes, you know you're facing this big battle now.
Yes.
And your natural fear will probably say, well, I'm probably going to die.
Yeah.
Probably like the men in the First World War at the Somme, with, oh, I'm going over the top.
Yeah, yeah. But when you accept that,
Yes.
maybe the fear just goes.
Well, it's survival. You fight for your life.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yes. I wonder how many numbers were involved on both sides in that particular battle.
I don't know. I haven't. I mean, the historians would be able to tell us. Yes.
But he said that was a November day, didn't he?
Yes.
And from what I understand, their side did manage to repel them.
Yes.
They won, didn't they? Won the day.
They were pushed back, went forward, pushed back, to get blah, blah, blah. And yes, in fear, if they didn't succeed, what would happen next?
Yeah, yeah. But I know history does tell that Cromwell did take over the castle for 2 years.
Did he?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, right, that's nice to know.
If they didn't win on that day,
right,
the parliamentarians, they certainly did at some point.
No, I would think that it would be that day, because the way it finished as well.
Yeah.
Or thereabouts.
Yeah, so history tells us that it was actually taken over by the parliamentarians, because royalists were holding the castle, and 2 years later, the royalists returned, and they must have had a more powerful organised army by then, because they took the castle back, but not by fighting. There was an agreement. Look, get out of our castle, and we will spare you to fight another day, and they did.
That's because that's really interesting.
Yes, yes.
I know it's been. I think Emma Davies said it's been rebuilt about 4 times.
Yes, yeah.
Staggering.
Yeah, from being quite a primitive medieval castle.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Do you think that your ghost, that was a soldier there, died on that day, or is that just something we don't know? Perhaps we'll never know.
No, I think he survived.
He survived.
To be able to tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Let's imagine for a moment what the cacophony of sound would have been like. I imagine there was at least 1,000 on the defenders' side, and perhaps 3 or 4 on the other. I don't know, but it would have been a lot of men involved.
It's got to be around that level.
So you've got men screaming in pain as their bodies are torn.
Yes.
You've got voices of command from both sides, and I would think that's many voices of command.
Of course.
The sergeants or whatever they were called in those days. And then the cannons firing.
And the horses being killed.
Exactly. Would you have the horses screaming
well,
as
they
well?
would. Oh, well, they've got to.
And then you've got the physical hammering of axes and stuff onto, I guess, shields.
And the men shouting at each other and, you know, charging. Could you scream when you attack?
Yes, yes. So it would have been a deafening cacophony of sound, wouldn't it?
Oh, been horrendous.
Yeah.
Just horrendous.
And it would have lacked any form of organisation after a few moments, wouldn't
I think it just goes, it's a bullfight, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, what a poignant thought, Ralph.
Well, when you think all that came in one go.
In a very short period of time.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.